started to speak, the Lord just started to download so much in me. And you know, when you go with an expectancy, not as great, but you go and say, I'm not just going to go, but God has something different for you. And look at today. I have her saved in my phone as Georgia, Finding Your You. Because I did not want, because at 51, at that time I was 50, but hey, 1 year. You don't remember stuff, you know? So I was like, oh my God, I don't want to forget this time, because I know God wanted to do something mighty with it. And you're going to hear from Georgia, but the host of the conference was Amina. And Amina is here with us today. Come on, stand to your feet, Amina. And I just want to honor you, because, you know, sometimes you host events and I just felt in my spirit that she was not encouraged. And I called her recently and said, Amina, I don't know, you know, and she said, I don't know if I was going to do it again, but the Lord spoke to me. I said, but look what has birthed out of your obedience to God. Because that is what God is saying to us in this season. Obedience is better than sacrifice. And he has me preaching on obedience in Jamaica, and it was just like, wow, several different times recently when I was there. So I just want to say thanks to you, Amina, because look at today. Look at the deliverance, look at the breakthroughs that have already happened, and we have not seen anything yet. And it was just because of your obedience. And do not watch what anyone else is saying. Listen to the voice of God.
Amen.
Because I'm not saying that I'm more than anybody else, but you know me, I'm bold, anointed, and dynamic because I'm a bad girl for Christ. So it's not everybody that can move me. And I was glad that it wasn't crowded. Can I be selfish for a minute? Yes. But because I was there and I received. And I got home and I was in the bed and I was trying to sleep. Because if you know me, I'm not a morning person. And I couldn't go to sleep because the Lord was just saying December 15th, December 15th, December 15th. And I said, let me get up and look what day it is. It's a Saturday. So I said, God, I know you're speaking to me. So Amina, I just want to tell you thanks. And without further ado, I'm going to ask Amina to come and introduce to some and present to others our next speaker, well, one of our main speakers, Minister Georgia Bryce. Come on, let's hear it for Amina.
Hallelujah.
Amen. Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. His presence is just so strong in this place. Amen. And I just want to speak from the heart about Georgia Bryce, because she's such a dynamic woman of God. And I met her, I was connected to her through a sister in the Lord named Anita Johnson. And she was, you have to meet her. She's so powerful. She's so awesome. And I'm kind of like Evangelist Michelle. I'm not really easily impacted by people like that. You know, when you grew up in the church, you know, that message has to really be on point. And when I started just kind of looking her up on YouTube and just listening to some of her teachings, and I said, wow, she's awesome. When it comes down to destiny and purpose and self-discovery, she just has a way of opening up your mind in a new way in those areas. God has really anointed her to really help people literally find your you. She's like a midwife that helps you to give birth to what's really on the inside of you. And I read her book, and if you haven't read her book, On Your Way to Meeting You, The Journey That Changes Everything, you need to just pick up that book, because it really is going to, it released an impartation into my spirit. And that's why I gave birth to God's Gems, which is the event Evangelist Michelle is talking about. And I took that step of obedience, but that seed was planted through the book. And God had been dealing with me, telling me that I needed to start it, and I was just making all of these excuses. But when I read the book, it really shifted my whole mindset about my purpose. Because you see how everything is divinely connected. Georgia Bryce, she obeyed. She wrote the book. She was moving in her purpose, and it connected to me, and it caused me to give birth to something, and it connected to Evangelist Michelle, and it gave birth to this event where we're all here today. And I'm just saying that to say that's how important it is for you to move in your purpose. Everything is being divinely connected and aligned. So when we're not moving in our purpose, we're not operating in our you, we're throwing the course of events off. The purpose that God has for all of us. So there's something inside of every individual that they need to move into. So I thank God for Minister Georgia Bryce. I always call her a paradigm shifter because she has an anointing on her to shift your mind. And that's what we have to do. We have to change our minds. You know, we have to stop living in the past and not like the woman of God was saying, you know, we haven't forgiven ourselves. We're just holding on to what was. But God has a purpose and a plan for your life. And there's people that's waiting on you to move and get in position so that they can be free and so that they can be delivered. If Evangelist Michelle wouldn't have put this event together, that woman wouldn't have got her breakthrough. Amen. So that's how important it is. And what the enemy does is he makes us think that, oh no, there's other people. They're serving their purpose. They're doing what God has called them to do. I can just sit back and just relax. But everybody has to play their part in the kingdom of God.
That's right, amen.
Every member of the body, every body part is important. If you don't have a pinky toe, you don't have balance. And it's a little pinky toe. That's how important every part of the body is. So God, He's going to move mightily on today, and I hope you came with an expectation.
Amen. Yes. Hallelujah.
Because you are going to receive an impartation from the woman of God. A real impartation. And your mind is going to be changed. So without further ado, I just want to introduce and just bring on today our dynamic, powerful woman of God, the paradigm shifter herself, Minister Georgia A. Bryce. Let's just give God praise that she comes.
Come on, everybody. You can do better for the Lord. Amen?
Hallelujah.
Come on. You can do much better than that. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Thank you. Thank you, Amina. I mean, I was sitting there wondering, who is she talking about? So, the enemy threw a monkey wrench into my presentation because I had a PowerPoint and I couldn't show it. And it's a beautiful PowerPoint. And so I sat